Hello, I'm Micks Mowers Man and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be working on servicing this BR600, not to be confused with the BR500 that my mate Pete's got, but he's had for 9.5 months trying to fix that. Ongoing. I picked this up as a job lot off of a fella up in South London. Nice little job lot, and I thought, well, I could do one of those myself, so that'd be cool. Got myself hold of this one amongst some other bits and pieces, but this is a bit that's sort of left over that I've got to get going. So I'm going to be doing a spark plug change, air filter change, and adjusting the valve as well, because the valves may need doing. He said the valves haven't been done from day one, and he's had it from brand new. So it's not been overworked, but it all does run. I've had it running, and because I'm doing the valves today, I've not started this machine for about a week. It's absolutely stone cold as is. If you're going to be doing the valves, make sure it ain't been started prior that day. Nice and cold. If this is the first time watching Micks Mowers Man, hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told that someone upload a video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and get this BR600. I said 500, that's what Pete's got. This is a BR600. Let's get it serviced. Right, so we've got the BR600 here, and I want to change the air filter because the air filter's not been done, I don't think. We'll have a little look. But I bought a complete kit from L&S Engineering, I believe. As I say, it all runs as it should do. Nothing spontaneously wrong with the machine itself. So, quick little look. Now, these machines do suffer with valve issues, and if the air filter's not been cleaned and what have you, then they will also suffer with that as well. Air filter's just encased here, and I would say, looking by the state of that, it's been there a little tiny while. But let's remove that on there as well in a second. Just try and tease it. Just a touch. There you go. Right, there you go. There's the air filter. And the air filter, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it does need doing. So I've got a brand new air filter here. There's a bit of dust and debris in there. We'll have all that out. That won't be helping. Looks on the airline in there, just to blow some of that crud out. It needs to blow and suck at the same time. Right, so let's get all this dirt and debris out. I might just turn my compressor on, guys and girls, because she's a little bit low on what we call air. Bit of WD-40. Just to clean these areas up. Now, if the air filter's blocked, it won't be sucking in the correct amount of air. It won't be filtering because the air filter's blocked. So you need to make sure it is good to go. Let me get my air compressor fired up and clean that bit out just there. Right, let's get it taken apart. Now I'm going to be doing a new pull cord as well. So I'm going to remove the pull cord. So I'll put a new pull cord on here too, which would be nice. So I'm just going to slacken off these Torx bits just ever. And then I've got two up the top to do as well, to remove. Let's just try and retract this pull cord assembly. There it goes. Don't want to lose no bolts. Those bolts are about 25 quid each. And we've got two Torx bits up the top here to do as well. There's one there, and there's one. Oh, that's tight. That one there as well. Now you have to remove the pull cord because this cover is sort of connected to it as well. So let me just remove those nuts out from there and just put those down to one side very quickly. Right, once those ones have been removed, tip the machine just forward slightly and you'll find there's one just here and one the other side down the bottom. So you need to get those done. Take me 2 or 3 minutes, guys, so I'm not going to bore you. One here and one down in there. Get them removed, and once they're off, we'll be ready to remove this tortoise shell. With those two bolts now removed at the bottom, just remove your HT lead boot off your plug. All right, just take that off. That just frees that up. And now we should be in a position to start to remove this casing. Just go careful, guys. You don't be damaging anything. Now it might get caught up on the mounts just on the bottom there, okay? You might just have to lift them up slightly, and then it'll start just to come away. There you go. That can be cleaned up and all good to go. Just don't lose your mounts, okay, guys? That's quite an important little bit because of that anti-vibration. And that's how you expose your first part of your blower there. Right, that part now taken off. There's one more screw to do up here. And that would be what looks to be a coarse thread up the top. And I think fine thread down the bottom. So there's one here to do. That's a bit longer, that one, so just keep an eye on that one. And then there's one over here near the carby. That's got to come off as well. Next to the flywheel. Unzip that one. And take him out. Now that one, are they the same or not? Yeah, they're exactly the same. So there's no difference in those two whatsoever. That's good. We like that. So the next thing to do, get a pair of stubby nose pliers, and then you want to remove this little tiny couple of wires off of the coil. Only because you don't want to pinch them later on. The blue wire is going to go on the top, and the black wire goes just to the left of that. So just remove that nice and gently. And then you've got a little tiny one just here. Just remove that as well. And then just retract that cable out from where it lives and push that to one side, just like so. Now we're getting to the bones of it. We can now gently retract this, this cover. That needs to be cleaned as well. And then that will then expose your valve cover up the top here. Before I do it anymore, just want to double check this boot, make sure there's no cracks in that. And a general tied off, bit of a clean up, and I'll change the spark plug once I've done that as well, just to make sure we've got the new spark plug already in place. So quick little clean up, and I'll come back to you once I've done so. Right, first thing to come out will be the spark plug. Got a spark plug socket here. Just going to nick that out. I'm doing that, of course, whilst the engine's cold, guys. I say you don't want to be running this machine up just prior to doing your valves either. The valves may not actually need doing. That's the truth of the fact. This has got a CMR6H in it. And I've got a new spark plug here. CMR6H to go back in. So nice brand new spark plug. It looks like it's actually running. Not too bad, actually, to be fair. Not too bad at all. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to unbox this, and then we'll get the new spark plug fitted. That way we don't get no debris in from anywhere else. And then we just nick that one up. Not too super duper tight. It's got to be on there, but you ain't got to hang on it. Right, that's on. Leave the HCD boot off just for now. Right, now we get involved into the valves. Up here, valve cover. Ooh. Undo that. Now, I've got a new cork gasket that come with a kit. The kit you're looking for from L&S Engineering. I think it come from L&S, and it is a Stihl part. There's your part number there for you, okay, which is a valve clearance setting tool, which also comes with a new cork gasket as well, okay. So, undo that. All the way out. There's a little tiny copper washer on there, so don't go losing that. And then your valve cover's there, off that comes. There's your valve cover, put that to one side, and we're going to remove the little tiny cork gasket in a minute. It is there, it might come out, yeah it comes. Remove that out, put that to one side as well, because we've got a new one to go in. So here are your valves, okay? Now I'm going to remove a quick little blow off. Maybe I did clean it off, didn't I? I'll clean that off. I'm going to remove the spark plug now, because what I want to do, I need to be checking for top dead center on a compression stroke. So we're going to remove the spark plug. Now, you can put your little clean screwdriver in there. It's not going to hurt it, okay? And you better see the by turning the flywheel, you better see the screwdriver moving up and down, okay? Now, just to be looking at your valves when this happens, okay, because what you want to do is you want to get your compression stroke on when the valves are not moving. So to set your top dead center on here, you've got an S on this flywheel. Just send that round to the post on the coil and just rock it backwards and forwards. Now, if your valves are not moving, that is your compression stroke, okay? If you go round the other way and your valves start to move and you put it onto there, when you do it there, that's not your compression stroke because your valves are moving. You want your valves to be closed or to be still. So back round again, we're going to check the piston to come up, on its way up. There it is there. Valves are not moving. So that's your top dead center, and that's your top dead center roughly there. And you can tell that because your S is on line with this post just here. And you can see that's your top dead center just there, okay? And your valves are not moving, as I say. Now, all we've then got to do is get our gauge out, which come with a tool. As I say, these do suffer with valve issues. Only because a valve issue, but not all people service the valves on them. So you've got a 10 thou gauge here, okay? And all you want to do is make sure you're at top dead center, which is there, and then just try and slide that up inside there, and that's loose as anything. And that's not too bad, it's a little bit loose. So we do need tightening up. So let me get a quick socket on that, and I'll come back to you before I adjust it. Right, so just to clarify, although that says 10, these are 4 thou, okay? So top dead center. Now it would have been nice to have some kind of locking tool on there. It'd have been lush just to hold that still, because we're going to be mucking about with this now. So top dead center, which is going to be there, and then put your valve in there. You cover. Now that is as slack as anything, right? And that one there on the inlet is not too bad. So just get yourself a little tiny socket. Now we're not going to be hanging on this, gents, okay, ladies? We're not hanging on these at all. We're putting it on there. It's 8mm, and all we want to do is put our gauge in and just tweak that up. Now you better feel it if it goes too tight. That's not too bad. We'll go just a touch more. And this is microscopic adjusting. Just do a little bit at a time. I'm starting to feel a little bit of pressure now, just a little bit of drag. That's not too bad, actually. Now, what you're looking for is just a little bit of drag. You're not looking to close the valve tool inside it. You're looking for it just to drag. There's a nice bit of drag on there. I quite like that. Yeah, I like that. And that just wants just a touch, just a hair's breadth more. Yeah. I'm going to go with that. That should be enough. Now, do this when it's cold. Do not do this when you just fire the machine up, okay? Because otherwise you'll have serious problems. Now, this will, by adjusting the valves on here, this will help towards starting of the machine, all that sort of good, yummy stuff that we all know and love. If the valves are set correctly, the machine will sound better, it will run better, it just do everything better. So, for a simple little job like that, a bit of a kit. Now, I know my friend, the lawnmower lady, Stella, go and check her out. She made this tool up, because it's got a little tiny bit on the end, out of a Coke can, okay? But as you can see, that fits in there just lush. But the lawnmower lady, she actually did her own one with a soda can. It's roughly the same thickness, so. Right. That's now done. Let me get you back out of the way because you're right in between my legs, and then we'll get on with the rest of the service. Right, so spark plug can go back into oil. I'm just going to recompress that back down again. For the sake of sort of 2 or 3 minutes to redo the valves, it's nothing, and can really save the life of your machine. 100%. Now, got to put this cover on. It's going to go that way, methinks, like that. That sits on there just like so. What you can do is put it actually into your cover, like so, and then push that back on. That might be a little bit easier for you. He says, as he struggles with it. Just make sure it's got the whole gasket down. Once you know you're in place, you can then get your longer bolt, which is the one we put to one side, make that we didn't want to lose with a copper washer on. That goes down to there, and then just nick up your valve cover. Get that done, and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. Right, so the next thing to do will be to put this little tiny white cover on. So I'm just give it a little bit of a clean. Not that anyone's going to see it up inside there, but it always pays just to get rid of some of the dirt and debris where you can. So a little bit of a clean up, and then slide that into place. Now just watch your cable when you put your cable back in. Put that in now, okay, and just hold it in place. And just move it out of the way, and just make sure that both these bolts that you're going to put back in, the ones that I have just lost. Oh, where do they go here? One in the top and one in the bottom. And just make sure they're both lining up. Get one started, and before you knuckle that one all the way down, go to the next one. One down the bottom here, sit him in. And I'll say do the bottom one up first. Just snug him down for now. Don't tighten it just yet. Just snug it down so it's got it. And then go back up the top and do the top one up. I'll have a bit more of a clean up in here, guys, and then I'll come back to you once I've had a bit of a clean up. I just want to make sure everything is nice and clean and pristine as it should be. All these bits just around here, and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. And then the next thing to do would be to put on your coil wires. So just pull the cable around a bit, put the blue one back on the top, and then the black one right just there. Don't forget those, otherwise you'll be kicking yourself later on when you go to put it all back together and you start the machine and you can't turn the machine off or it don't start, one or the other. So that's now done. We can now get hold of our tortoiseshell and start to fit that. Right, onto the tortoiseshell, we can now just slide the HT lead boot through. Carefully, gently. And then there's two little tiny anti-vibration mounts it's got to sit up on. So just tip the machine back, and with two little tiny points, it's just got to sit up and over and then line up. So it's just a bit of jiggery pokery. Once you get sort of one sorted out, you can then line the other one up and it'll just sit over top. Now, you're pretty much home. But it needs to make sure now that everything is buttoning up where it needs to, top and bottom. Now, if it doesn't button up now, we could be in trouble later on. So I think that's got it. So now we need to get our bolts for that. Now, just remember, if it goes into plastic, it'll be the coarser threads, okay? If it goes into metal like it does on a recoil, that'd be your fine threads. So I'm going to start up the top for now. I'm not going to wind everything home just yet. I'm pretty much just snugging it in, just so everything's got a screw in it. We know that everywhere is tied down before we actually snug it all the way down. So we've got two at the top to do. They're snugged in. I'm going to tip the machine forward slightly. And this will be the harder bit. So I'm going to grab another screw and then ease that down inside there and just start to snug that one down. And then grab his brother and then snug that one down inside there without dropping it. Now, it might want picking up just a touch. It's not quite got it yet. Just wants manipulating. And screw that one down, and then you'll be halfway home. So get them screwed down, and I'll come back to you once I've done mine. The next thing to do on the old on the list will be the recoil. Looks to be around about 3mm pull cord in there, which is quite thick, but that's what we're going to go for. It looks to be about 3mm. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, 3mm should do it. Right, so pull cord time. Nothing wrong with this pull cord, but you know, if you're doing a full service, so why not give the old pull cord a bit of a happy birthday at the same time? Just pull your pull cord all the way out, okay, best you can, and then just hold that with your thumb. Now, if you can't hold it with your thumb, what I recommend doing is just tie a little tiny knot in there, okay, just so it's got it, just so you've got the bulk of the tension on the spring, okay, just like that. Just tie a little tiny knot. That way it won't suck it all the way in, okay? Because what we want to do now is we just want to take this this knot out. But before we do any of that, what you want to do is get your new cord ready. because you're going to be wanting 5 pairs of hands here, but we're going to do it with 2. So, burn the end of that off with a lighter and just get a bit of a point, so we know we're ready to go. Then pull your pull cord all the way out and then hold this with your thumb. Once that's done, you can then just get a pick or a pair of, I use these hemostat things here. Grab hold of that if you can. You can use a screwdriver if need be if you can't quite get in there. Grab a screwdriver and just try and prise up this bit in. Now, the reason I'm doing this way is because I don't want to be taking the whole recoil apart. There you go, it's coming. Right, it's there. So grab that. Now get a pair of snippers. Cut that off and pull that through. Right, now don't let go of that. This is really important. Do not let go of it. I'll put a little tiny bend on that. Just wants to go slightly up the hill. There it goes. Oh, there it is. There's a pull cord. Come through. Hold it still. Don't let go of it just yet. First thing we'll do is tie a knot in that straight away. Tie a knot in that so it's secured off. Bring it all the way back into the hole. Now, what we want to do is line it up roughly with that, because it's got to go through this hole here now. So I'm just going to take enough pull cord off my reel. Give myself plenty. Be about there. Cut that off, and now I'm going to put this reel through that hole, through there, out the other side, and now I'm going to let that go, nice and gently. I'll have enough cord on there now. I'm going to just remove this last piece here we don't need. Get rid of that. Quick little burn off. Now you can see I've got too much rope on there, so I don't want too much. I want just enough so it doesn't come off the coil. So put it backwards and forwards 2 or 3 times, and then you want to be about there, and that will be how much cord you actually have on the piece of equipment. So I'm going to tie a little tiny hole into there, just to make sure we don't lose that piece in the process. You can then grab your new pull cord or your pull cord handle. Just flick the old cord up out the way, just to free it up. Take that out, and then all we've then got to do is just fit the new or the pull cord handle to the existing one. And then like so. I'm now going to remove that little tiny knot we put in there a minute ago. Lovely jubbly. Pull that handle round. So we know roughly where we want to be now. So now it's a question of making sure we don't have too much rope on the spool. So take it back just so you've got enough on there, so you know that every time you recoil it, it's never going to skip the side skirts of that recoil. It's going to be about there. So take a bit out, and I'll put a Micks Mowers in there. One, I'll go for 2, because it will fit 2 inside there, and that will confirm it will never come out of its position again. 2 in there, that sits in there lovely. Cut the end off. Burn that bit up. Catch no fingers, and there's your recoil fully fitted. Quick little squirt of some lubricating spray, whatever it is you've got to hand. I use WD-40. Lovely job. Let's get that refitted. So to refit your recoil, just make sure it's up around the right way for obvious reasons. That slides into there. You've got 3 bolts to do up. I'm not going to bore you with that. Do your 3 bolts up, and then we get on to do the last bit, which would be replacement of the air filter, and then a general tidy up, and then we'll take the machine outside in 2 seconds once I put the air filter in. But I want to show you guys where it goes, just to make sure we don't have no problems a bit further down the line. So we are reaching the end of the video where we've finished doing the service. Here's your air filter part there, if you want to get a new air filter for yours. Nice and easy. Got mine from L&S Engineering, as I say. Got the spark plug, the air filter, and the valve adjusting kit, as well as the valve cover cork gasket. Didn't cost a lot. Make sure your air filter's all the way as it should be. Nice brand new air filter. All it's left to do now is put this cover on. That gets screwed up, and that's it. That's how you service a BR600. 500s are very, very similar, if not near enough the same. And just make sure your valves are right. That's a big one, because they do suffer with the old valves. So let me just finish this bit up, tidy it up. I put petrol in it, we'll make sure it's fuel in it. We'll go outside, we'll have a little fire up, see how it runs. It was running okay beforehand, but hopefully it should start a bit better now and also run a bit better too, because all the valves have now been adjusted. Let me just wipe it down with my nice Stihl rag, same colour, and I'll meet you outside in 2 ticks. Right, now what I will say, it is very windy, so you're going to get some noise interference here, and I can't really odds that, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Right, turn it on. That's on. Let's give that some pumps, put it on to choke. And hopefully it'll start up now. I mean, it all ran beforehand. Let's put some fresh fuel in there as well. Let's see what it do. Actually starts better. Really nice. It's already running much better already. The dog hates it. Really hates it. Come on, Pip. Good girl. Come on. Here's a good girl. Don't be scared. Good girl. Here's a good girl. Dog hates it. So there you go. Quick little video for you. If you want to service your BR500 600 and adjust the valves, then that there be how you do it. Just make sure that when you're adjusting your valves that your blower is absolutely stone cold. Do it the next morning, don't do it on the day. Because even just firing it up just like that, the engine's not warm, it still will give a different reading on your valve. So make sure that it is absolutely stone cold. So there you go, one BR600 now all up and running as it should do, valves adjusted, fully serviced. Great little machine. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the old channel, and let us know what you think about any comments you may have in the comment section, and I'll get to see you guys and girls next time on Micks Mowers and Man very, very soon. But don't forget, much more importantly, take it easy.